down to the border. So Vice President Harris is going to travel to Guatemala and Mexico, but not to the border. So, President Biden, as you'll remember, appointed her to get the border under control, but she's not going there because she knows she's not going to be able to get the border under control. So she's going to Guatemala and Mexico, and I've been to both countries a number of times. I know the countries. And what is she going to do? No one knows, including her. Well, we're going to deal with the underlying problems that cause mass migration to the United States. Well, you would have to start with the Aztecs and the Incas and the Spanish explorers who came over and wiped them out and then instituted a corrupt government in both Mexico and Guatemala, which is extended into 2021. That's how far you got to go back. I'd love to give Vice President Harris a little history quiz on Central America and Mexico. See how much she really knows about the underlying conditions. They are corrupt governments run by strong men. Mexico's run by the drug cartels. Drug cartels run Mexico. They do what they want. If you don't like it, they shoot you in the head. They shoot journalists. They shoot mayors. They shoot senators. They'll shoot the president if the president cracks down on them. And here's the backup. I spoke to President Trump personally about designated the Mexican drug cartels as terrorist groups. He was for the idea that would allow the American government to drone the cartel leaders and our special forces to be dropped into that country without even telling the Mexican government and do what they had to do to break the power of the drug cartels. That's what happens when you designate a group a terrorist group. So Trump was thinking about it, but he didn't do it because Obrador, the president of Mexico, didn't want that. That would be an embarrassment to him, obviously. All right, the Yankees have to come in and solve our drug problem. So the deal was made that Obrador would crack down on migration. He'd use his military to stop them from coming in from Guatemala and put them on the northern border as well, which he did. And that's what stopped the caravans and the mass migration. Biden wiped that out. Now, Biden's not going to designate anybody a terror group. He didn't even want the special forces raid on bin Laden. You remember that. Okay, so Kamala Harris is going to waste our taxpayer money by going down to Guatemala and Mexico. And the Guatemalan president, Alejandro Gamate, he doesn't even want to see her. He's blaming President Biden for the whole thing. Roll the tape.
I believe in the first few weeks of the Biden administration, messages were confusing. There were compassionate messages that were understood by people in our country, especially the coyotes, to tell families, we'll take the children. The children can go in, and once the children are there, they will call their parents.
Absolutely 100% correct. All right? President Gamate must be watching the No Spin News. Because that's exactly what happened. Okay? But President Biden,